Good evening, campers, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. I'm Commander Exorcist. We just finished the biggest FU of the year. Frontier unlocked their monthly live stream where Frontier goes over all of their intellectual properties that have updates, usually Planet Zoo, Planet Coaster, and obviously our beloved Elite Dangerous. And today was no exception. Today was a massive amount of information, probably the biggest in terms of information output that we've got all year. And what a great way to end the year. And so as a partner, I got kind of a little bit of an early access to some of this stuff, primarily the ship information for the Cobra Mark V. And that's what this video is going to go into. Right before Frontier went live with their live stream, they shared the information about system colonization, that really extensive pre-recorded part with Pierce, which was amazing. Like, that is just it's going to be such a cool thing. So the way this is going to work today for me is this is the first of two videos that will be debuting on this channel. This video in particular is focused exclusively on the Cobra Mark V. So if you're looking for system colonization information, there will be a separate video that just covers that aspect of the game. So this is going to talk about the Cobra Mark V, because we did learn some pretty interesting stuff about this ship, and we gained some unique views of it, and we learned when it's coming out. So we're going to go ahead and jump forward in this video. This one probably won't be too long, because a lot of the information we kind of already knew, but here we're getting some more specific stuff about, especially about the ship's configuration. Now, as I said, when they first showed this thing, I was not too impressed, and I don't want to say too impressed. I wasn't. This ship doesn't seem to be for me, or at least it didn't, because we had the Type 8, the Mandalay, and look at what we've got this year so far already. So we get the Python for combat, we get the Type 8 for cargo, the Mandalay for exploration. I mean, those three ships alone were absolute home runs. I mean, those are some gorgeous vehicles, and they do their particular job really well. And so I'm very excited about what we got this year. We got some exceptional starships to fly. And then we got the Cobra. And like I said, in my first kind of reaction to it, and it was said on my video when it first was revealed, I was like, I'm not sure this is for me. And I couldn't really figure out why. And I think that this reveal, this additional information might have explained kind of why I felt that way. I'm still not sure exactly if it's something I'm going to use on the regular, but I can see a utility for it at this point, because Frontier has, as you can see on your screen, they've hit the big ones. They've hit exploration, cargo, combat, and now they're looking at kind of an all-around option, and that is what the Cobra is going to be. That's specifically what they mentioned. So we're going to take a look here at some of the notes. Basically, the Cobra Mark V is an all-around best small multi-purpose ship. Pay attention to the fact it's a small ship. Previously, they had mentioned that it was medium. I'm willing to bet, now they said this was a mistake, I'm willing to bet that this thing started out as a medium, and it just, what they tried to make it so compact that ultimately this one needed to be a small for what they were going for. It looks like it's borderline, kind of like the Mandalay, where it just kind of sits on the edge. But it's a fantastic looking ship. It's beautifully designed. And so basically Frontier's perspective with the Cobra Mark V is that it will be an all-purpose ship. So it's not going to be the best AX fighter. It's not going to be the best explorer. It's not going to be the best whatever. It is just going to be the best all around, whatever you need it for. Do you need it to be a bubble jumper? Do you need it to be something to take you? I honestly, being a small ship, this would be perfect for settlement raiding. I recently put out a video on that. Go check it out. This would be a perfect ship to set down at a settlement and just start blasting away. And so, because as a small landing pad, you have infinite landing opportunities. There are plenty of Odyssey settlements that are landing pad small only. So if you sit in here and say, well, what's the utility in a small ship? No, there is a lot of utility in a small ship. Don't undersell this thing. So It's not intended to be used for dedicated roles when compared to the other new wave ships. So it's not a Python Mark II. It's not a Mandalay. This is kind of just like your all around, the Nissan Altima of ships. So it's really nice though. I really like it. And so we're going to take a look real quick at some of the stuff. Like I said, it comes with a small landing pad. You can see on your screen there, these are some screenshots from a video that Frontier showed on the live stream. It's kind of their standard, like they do a standard pan around of the ship inside a hangar, and then there's like the fly out. They have like this really kind of standard way that they show these ships in their little reveal videos that they do. And so these are some screen caps from that video that they released. And it is a small landing pad, like I just said. So that's going to be really good. And then the interesting part is it has room for 3 people. So this tiny little ship has room for 3 people. That's pretty impressive. So if you want to take your friends out settlement raiding, this is going to, probably be a good option for you. So good stuff on that. Hardpoints. I'm impressed by the amount of hardpoints on this little thing. So 3 Class 2s, 2 Class 1s, and 4 utility slots. So I mean, there's a lot of options with this thing. It's got some pretty good utility slots for anyone that kind of want to makes it into kind of a minor specialty. I think that's probably the best way to approach this one, is looking at it as a minor specialty ship. But really, I mean, that's pretty good. Let's take a look at the optional internal. So this is where it gets really interesting. For a small ship, it's got quite a bit of optional internal space. We've got 1 Class 5, 3 Class 4s. We've got 3 Class 3s, 1, 2, and 2 Class 1s. Most likely those Class 1s are going to be taken up with your planetary approach suite and either docking computer or detailed surface scanner or whatever. So, which are pretty much required if you're going to be doing anything other than just going around shooting everything. So that's a pretty good amount of optional internals. And you got to remember, this is a tiny ship. So it was nice to get to see the actual internals for this one as well. And then the core internals themselves: Class 1 armor, Class 4, so it's mostly Class 4 and Class 3. Class 4 power plant, Class 4 thrusters, a Class 4 frameshift drive. This one is SCO enabled. They didn't talk specifically about whether it was like super enhanced like the Mandalay or the Type 8. I'm sure it's much more efficient than some of the older starships that might be using the SCO drive. But Class 3 life support and Class 4 power disruptor, it's called a disruptor distributor. Sometimes it is a disruptor. If you've ever tried to use it in combat, it can be a serious hindrance. Class 3 sensors and a Class 4 fuel tank. So, thinking about this ship, I mean, like I said, it's a very attractive ship. It's got an interesting silhouette. I was trying to look at this thing from kind of like a photography and videography perspective as well. And from the top and the back, you can see that shot of it in front of the planet. It's got a really nice kind of swept wing look, but from the front, it's too flat. It's really flat. And so it almost has no... I don't know. It has no presence to it. I'm trying to think of the word. There's a word for it, and it's escaping me because I'm trying to record and tell you about it. But the just the presence of it, at least from the front, it's really small. It's really thin and light, and it reeks of stealth. It's like a stealth fighter, basically. Somebody had asked in the live stream chat if it comes with a fighter bay, and one of the answers they got was it will probably fit inside of a fighter bay, and that's kind of what it looks like. It's very small, but it's got a sleek design, and I'm really liking, if you take a look at the seats there in the cockpit, it's got one hell of a view in the cockpit. You can't argue with the view in this thing. It looks really nice for exobiology. It looks like it would have a really cool window. So maybe taking this as like part of a fleet carrier, if you're going out deep in the black, maybe doing some research, this would probably be something to take along and do some groundwork, looking for biology and stuff that's out there. So definitely something to consider. And that's going to be it for this one. It was pretty quick on the updates. These are the disciples that keep this channel running. If you would like to support my work, like this video, subscribe to the channel, go to patreon.com/Commander Exorcist. Pledge your support. I would appreciate it. The Cobra 5 is going to be one of those ships that you either like it or you don't. Obviously, it's going to have people out there that absolutely love this thing and are all about it, and then it's just going to be one of those, at least in my perspective, I think it's going to be one of those ships that you're going to have some diehard fans, and then other people are just going to kind of go, I'll use this one because it's got the, the appropriate utility slots, or it's going to serve a function, especially the small pad. The small pad opens it up to a lot more options, especially when it comes to Odyssey surface installation operations. That's a really, really good move, I think, on Frontier's part. And like I said, I'm not really sure. I have a feeling that it started out as a medium ship, and then over time it just kind of got, moved into the small pad. But got no complaints there. Hey, everybody, thanks for hanging out with me for this quick review and reveal of more info on the Cobra 5. I'm Commander Exorcist. Take care, fly safe, and I will see you out there. Good night, everybody.